Hey guys, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this jacket, it's because I own a company called English Football Academy and I just coached. So that's why I'm wearing this. So, okay, listen, this whole relationship between Pique and Shakira was all coded. Shakira's a man, the hips don't lie, Pique is a female. Not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on the numbers. I'm going to tell you why they're separated and why it all connected to Messi winning the World Cup. Pique and Messi are really close friends. You're going to be amazed by this. I've not even shared it on my website yet. I'll post it after this. So I usually wake up to about 100 messages from different people all around the world on my WhatsApp. My phone yesterday, look, broken. So that sucks. But I'm just getting better at dealing with things like that. It is what it is. Got to move on. Got to get a new phone. I went for a swim. I put my phone in my gym bag. After my swim, I went to check my phone. The whole screen was cracked, or at least the camera area was, and now it's all knackered. So if you are messaging me today on my phone, I'm not ignoring you. I need a new phone. So before I get into the code, I'll look at your comments. Matt John has a very valid point. I've been thinking about it myself. So I was talking about how this is potentially the last ever World Cup, the 2022 World Cup. I gave my reasons to justify that. But the upcoming one is 2026. It is the 23rd edition. 2/3 is 66.6%. 23 is the ninth prime. 9 is the number of completion because it's the last single digit number. And it's 3 times 3. So, yeah, there could be another one. That'll be a good sign. If there is another World Cup, that will actually be a good sign that the world's not completely going to end in the next couple of years. So, yeah, it'll also be 96 years after the first one, which is crucial to know because first ever World Cup was played in Uruguay, 1930, which is the year Anton LaVey was born, the founder of the Church of Satan. He then founded the Church of Satan 36 years later, 666, the 36th try. So we know Queen Elizabeth died at 96. I predicted her death when she was 94, that she'd go at 96. So yeah, 2026 will be 96 years after the first ever World Cup. So that's interesting. I'm talking about the World Cup now with 24 in the live, 6 likes, Lionel Messi's birthday. So of course, I'm going to be talking about Messi in this live. Guys, I did this remarkable video yesterday about the 33 syncs with me and people on my website. To see that I was born a span of 33 years, 333 days. Before coronavirus was declared a global pandemic was baffling. One of the craziest finds of my life. Having my awakening at 33 and being born on 33 date numerology, and my apartment number is number 3. Jeez, not feeling too great today. And then everyone else's personal syncs with 33 or 333. Just beautiful. I told you Red Pill Monkey, who's one of my best friends, he was born 3 years, 330 days before me. So, yeah, for me to be doing all of this coding and at the level I'm doing it, and to have that 33333 duration from my birth to coronavirus being declared a global pandemic, which was what woke me up or led me to God, is pretty stunning. So I'm more interested in this now. There's a girl who wants me to do a one-on-one session with her. She wants me to code her numbers because we're all connected to certain numbers. Check that with your life path number and the major events that occur in your life, and then just do the durations and then check your numerology of when you were born, and you'd be amazed and you'll see why you sync to certain numbers. So, hey Chigozi, how you doing, brother? Chris, yeah, I think Shakira's a man. I've gone through all of that. I'm leaning towards Argentina because their record would read 4 wins in 7 finals. They won the 47th edition of the Copa America against Brazil. And if you count how many games in the World Cup from 1986, what do we get to 2022 World Cup final? 47. Wow, that's incredible, mate. If Guardiola fails to win the Premier League this season, it'll mean that he's won 4 out of 7. But he does have a great riddle also to win it. But the 47's big because we have the 47th US president approaching. Shakira's hips do lie. No, it's not her hips. I've told people about Shakira. It's not her hips. It's the stomach. She's a belly dancer. So when you see her doing all of that, it's the belly that she's moving. Okay, it's very deceiving. And I've got to say, I had a huge crush on Shakira growing up. Is it also connected to Giselle and Brady divorce? I've discussed that numerous times. This code isn't, though. Pique is a female, yep. I've got some incredible stuff. Hey, Georgie. Explaining faith to someone who has none is like explaining color to a blind person. Amazing analogy, yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think Messi and Mbappe have massive narratives to win the next World Cup, and surprisingly, Ronaldo has massive numbers and narratives to win. Number one, this is 4 years away. Number two, I'm not sure Ronaldo will be there, to be honest. But your connections are very good, mate. Hey, Hans, phenomenal decoder, great guy. Hey, Divine, okay, keep it up. That's what she said. Thank you so much. You know my phone. Look, I'll show you here. Look, just ruined. Thank you so much for the email that you sent me. Thank you so much for the financial support, the donation. I appreciate you a lot. I will be seeing you in April, and I will be buying you a coffee and whatever else you want. Maybe a cheeky pastry, you know what I mean? So Phantom has 36 birth numerology. I'm 36 right now. My age. I've got England bedding matching what you're wearing. Wow. Yeah, I've told you, this is because I have a coaching company. I got rid of all my Man United stuff. I didn't want the devil on my heart. But I have a company called English Football Academy where I coach. I love to coach. I'm not going to stop coaching. I love football. I just don't like the professional game. So I wear this. So that's why I'm wearing it. What happened to your phone? I've told you, I went out for a swim and I took my computer out there because I was working on my Queen book, which I've updated. It's incredible. 3 times better than the original. And went for a swim, took my water out there, and after I'd finished swimming, checked my phone. It was in my side pocket of my gym bag, and it was just cracked. And it must have hit something within my bag. So my reaction was just like, all right. I've noticed a lot of things like that recently have been happening to me. Things getting broken. Like this morning, my favorite glass to drink out of, I was washing it up. It smashed in my hand. Nothing happened to my hand. And I just know years ago, that would have ruined my day. Now I'm just like, oh, it's a cup, Adam. You've got about 15, 20 cups. Who cares? When my phone smashed, like whatever, I'll get a new phone. This whole mindset of like, everything happens for a reason, in many ways, it's just relaxed me. I know you can't just go through your life just not caring about anything. But if it comes to materialism, like a phone or a cup or whatever, remember I was telling you that maybe about a year ago, I was starting to lose my love for materialism. The day after, somebody scratched the whole side of my car. Do you remember that story? The day after. And I remember seeing the huge scratch, and it didn't anger me. And I just know it would have ruined me for weeks that the whole side of my car got scratched. I don't know who did it. I left coaching and the whole side of my car scratched. And I feel like I got tested. It's like, really, Adam? You don't care about materialism? Okay, let's watch. I'm going to scratch you all down the side of your car. I was like, okay. The car still works. It's fine. I wasn't in an accident. So it's just mindset, man, really. Right. phone not working since yesterday, watching you on the computer, I'll find a way. Exactly. It's all about finding a way. Do you know what I mean? It's all about finding a way. There's no point complaining, just deal with it in many ways. All right. I've learned that if something happens in your life and you can't really control it, my phone's broke now. I ain't gonna fix it. So why get angry about it? Okay, you move on, get a new phone. I'll have to sort that out probably tomorrow or later today. Aries used to having stuff with that hot temper. Yeah, I am an Aries and I can have a hot temper. I'm very passionate. Usually my temper benefits me though, because it's more passion rather than temper with me. I think the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl 57 days. Well, it's a span of 57 days. It's 57 days after the Pope's birthday. Yeah, they have a phenomenal riddle to the 49ers. Mark John, you seem like a very good coder, mate. I'm not sure if you're on my website, but I'll say there's at least 100 great coders there at this point. Well done yesterday to the coder on my website, Kendu, literally called the Pistons to upset the Nets with a great code. So it's all about learning. I did that whole video about 33, and then Jason Tatum got 33 points in regulation. And I said it right at the end of my video that he's going to have a big game. And he got 33 points. The guy born 3-3 after I did a video about 33. He had 33 points in regulation. Just so crazy. It's so crazy. I think everyone's phone was playing up. I can't say. Do you have anything to say about the different dating emojis? Which ones do you find the most significant besides the pure? I go with the top three. Of course, the most pure. I was born on 123 dating emoji pure. 1, 2, 3. All right. ABC. Easy as 1, 2, 3. I was also born on 33 and 42 dating emoji, which is staggering because I talk about those numbers all the time. You can't wait to have that coffee and a meal. No, can't wait to buy it for you. Hey, Gary, how you doing? Arteta can get his 41st loss, 41 weeks after Odegaard and Pope's birthday. Yeah, Man City have a really good riddle. They can get their 63rd win against Arsenal. And Arteta can stay on 307 points as a coach, the 63rd prime. FA Cup games are difficult to code, but the code is with City today. But again, see how in my live yesterday, I didn't even know it was a cup game, but my gut just said a draw. I was like, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid draw. Everyone's going to hammer money line Real Madrid. Finished the draw, didn't it? And then Real Madrid won in extra time. So sometimes you just got to feel it and look at the odds, even though it wasn't actually a league game. I just saw anytime you get a team like Real Madrid around plus money, especially at home, so often they don't win. It's crazy. You know what I mean? They hardly ever give out plus odds on teams like City, Madrid, Barca, Bayern when they're at home. Hardly ever happens. When it does, they usually don't win because everybody hammers it. I'm not on your website. Again, not to plug my website. There's so much knowledge there. For any of you who are considering it, you've got to try it for 1 month with this, just a month. If you don't like it, leave. It's absolutely fine. I don't get offended. But what I share and what my community shares daily, not just like every now and again, daily, is quite staggering. And for $10, my word, for what you get is crazy. And you don't need to bet. I'm trying to tell people that you don't have to be a gambler to appreciate what I do. I share so much. So much. My whole thing is about having you see through the illusion. Sports is one aspect of it, a big one, but it's only one aspect of what I share. And a lot of people don't know that. Any plans for another Google Meet, Adam? If I can find a moment where I'm free, yes. I turned down, I tell you, a lot of work. I loved that Google Meet. I thought it was amazing. I appreciate everyone who attended it or participated in it. It was so good, wasn't it? All right. It was really special. Having us all come together and talk and share our experiences and complement each other's knowledge and learn from each other. Just beautiful. I loved it. If I can sort it out, I'll sort it out. I've got a lot going on today. Saturday is Kenya's day off. I promise I'll spend the full day with her. Probably a blessing I don't have a phone. For those on my website, I'll try and put you out codes for tomorrow, but I won't be as active because, again, you've got to appreciate that I pretty much work 7 days a week for this website, and I think it's too much at times. I've just occasionally got to have a day off with my girlfriend and not worry about numbers or who's going to win a game. You know what I mean? It's just difficult because on Saturday, everybody's like, oh, who's going to win this? Sunday's probably even worse because of the NFL. I'll be quite relieved when that's over, to be honest. But then the MLB comes back and then you got NBA playoffs. It's never ending. It's how Satan likes it. Adam, you said you'll do this the day you die. I won't stop. I've told you that. I will reveal deception and speak the word of God until my last breath here on earth. I'm just saying, I don't know if I can keep doing 7 days a week, posting 8 to 10 things per day. It can be exhausting. I'm a kid. I don't have money to join your website. Well, Mark John, you have a phenomenal future ahead of you with coding. Keep doing what you're doing. If I could give you a free access, I would. I only had one free access. I gave that away to a beautiful girl from Turkey called Serap because she couldn't sign up because of the system in Turkey. If I did, I would let you go there, mate, because you clearly have a gift. And if you want to email me, I know I'm swamped. If you want any advice, how old are you, out of interest? How old are you? Because the level of coding you just put up early in that chat was brilliant. How old are you? This Hans, who's phenomenal, is 21. And I know age, it shouldn't be a factor because we're going off spirit years. But again, with the system we live in, teenagers are pretty lost right now. So I'd love to know how old you are. Right. Yeah, what Divine did really well in the group chat that we did, which she did really well, she got everybody involved because she's got a strong personality. She's loud. She knows it. There's nothing wrong with that. So she did a great job of asking people questions to get everybody involved. Because when you're doing a group conversation, you usually have a couple of people who love to talk like me, and they can take over. So finding that balance of listening and speaking is important when I do those group calls and individual calls. Right. You've just turned 32. Happy birthday, Chris, or happy belated. I know a lot about football and Revelation, so I link them well. But how old are you, mate? I'm really intrigued before I get into my code. I'd love to know how old you are. Are you 18? Are you 13? I do have Instagram. I'm just not very active on it. It's _illusion bebe. I just post funny images there and a few codes every now and again. I'm not active like other people on that. My therapist says I'm too secretive. She's the only one that knows. Excellent. Therapist, the rapist. When you break down that word, the rapist, they rape your mind. Remember when I told you the Argentina flag was made on 1812? Yeah, amazing. And that was the World Cup final date, wasn't it? 18 times 12 is 216, which is 6 times 6 times 6. And Maradona's last World Cup goal was on 21/6, 21st of June. It's just all coded. It really is. Elizabeth from Kenya. Well, Elizabeth became the queen while she was in Kenya, and she was the queen of Kenya for 1 year. And of course, my girlfriend's called Kenya, which is just wild when you think about it. It's wild. All right, okay, let me get into Pique and Shakira. All right. 17. Wow, Mark John, impressed. All right, let me go into this, all right? Check this out. I'm going to tell you now why Shakira and Pique separated in 2022 and how it synced up to Messi winning the World Cup. Prepare to have your mind blown. So, let's do this. Shakira was born exactly 10 years before Pique. Okay? Was born exactly 10 years before Pique. Because Shakira was born 2277. Pique was born 2287. So exactly 10 years between their birth dates. So they were both born on 2-2. 10 years apart. Number 10, Messi, okay, who played and won many trophies with Pique at Barcelona. Of course, he wears number 10 for Argentina. He just won the 22nd edition of the World Cup when number 10 Mbappe scored a hat-trick for the first time in a World Cup final since 1966, when number 10, Jeff Hurst, scored one, which was the same year the Church of Satan was founded. So did you hear that? Pique was born exactly 10 years after Shakira. They were both born on 2-2. Number 10, Messi, just won the 22nd edition of the World Cup. Played with Pique at Barcelona, winning so many trophies. So that's wild in itself. We know in gematria Satan equals 10, as does God. We can't forget that. Now listen to Pique's full name. Gerard Pique Bernabeu. The Bernabeu is the home stadium of Real Madrid, Barcelona's biggest rivals. All right, Pique's last name is Bernabeu. It is crazy. It's no doubt that Pique is a member of the Church of Satan. All right, Gerard Pique Bernabeu was a Spanish former professional footballer who played as a centre-back. He's considered as one of the best defenders of his generation. Originally one of the most promising students at La Masia, Pique joined Manchester United in 2004. So he joined the Red Devils. It made no sense. This made no sense. Pique was regarded as one of the best players to ever come through La Masia, which is Barcelona's academy, one of the best academies in the world. All right, Iniesta came through there, Messi came through there, Xavi came through there, Pique. All right. If you're Barcelona, why would you sell one of your most promising talents to Man United? Why would you do that? And I know there would have been something in the contract that Barcelona could take him back if he does well. I'm sure of all of that. But in reality, you wouldn't do it. Pique, when you come through La Masia at the Barcelona Academy, you are brought up a certain way in regards to how you play the game. Tiki-taka, it's all technical. All right, 1-2 touch. Go to the Premier League, it's the opposite, especially when Pique was there. It was a lot of long ball. All right, hitting it up to your big number 9. It made no sense. The reason he went to Manchester United was the Red Devils. Okay? The Red Devils. Same with why Beckham went to Real Madrid. He was at the Red Devils. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Gabriel Heinze. All right, the list goes on when it comes to players doing that. Pique said, it's been a relationship of a lot of love and passion to play for Barca. I think this was the time to give some space to one another. So very similar to what happened and what he said about Shakira is what he said about leaving Barcelona. And it all happened in the same year. So yes, you've got somebody like me who gave up his job, his wife, basically professional sports. So I know this is possible, that a guy can go through this where major moments happen in someone's life. He leaves Shakira, he leaves professional football. I just don't understand why Pique, who was playing for Barcelona, who are top of La Liga, doing great, why on earth would you not see out the season? All right, even if he's a squad player, he was still starting many games. You would play out the season. Him retiring, all right, halfway through the season wasn't a noble act, was it? He could still play, clearly. He was still a talented player. Yes, he made a few errors, but all centre-halves do. The reason why he retired was because of a code, guys. This is what I'm trying to show you, the power of the code. Pique retired because of the code. He separated from Shakira because of the code. He wasn't even injured either. Satan determined him retiring. Now check this out. 616 is the alternate number of the beast. Pique played 616 games for Barcelona. 616. Another reason why he retired, because of the 616. It's huge, is that number. All right, I've shown it so many times how big 616 is. Shakira is a small guy, but there's lots of small guys. All right, there's lots of small guys, short guys. It just turns out Shakira is a pretty boy who came on the world stage as this pretty girl. If you look at Shakira as well, when she came on the scene, like dark brown hair and then got the blonde hair. Shakira's right at the top of the music industry and has been for 20 years. You simply can't do that without working for Satan. That's what you need to get in your head. It's very simple. Shakira's not so successful just because she's a little talented girl from Colombia who has a distinctive voice and can shake her hips or do the belly dancing. All right. Shakira's performed with people like Beyonce, another one who works for Satan, who recently went out to Saudi Arabia to do some tours. Everything's going on in Saudi Arabia because it connects to MBS, the Saudi prince, who could well be the first beast of Revelation when you study it. Everything's going off in Saudi Arabia. So Pique announced his retirement at age 35. This number's it's just insane, 35 right now. All right, it's why yesterday, for example, Jason Tatum got 35 points and Boston Celtics stayed on 35 wins. And they're connected to JFK, who was the 35th president. And Thursday in matches, 35. Just 35 is enormous, and it was really big in the World Cup. So Barcelona equals 35, as does the word Catholic. And Barcelona are a Catholic club and proud of it. Satan equals 35, and Baphomet equals 35. I've told you that Christmas Day is Satanic. It's Nimrod's birthday, 1225. And 35 times 35 equals 1,225, which is 1225. So what just happened? You had Pique retire at 35, and then shortly after, 35-year-old Messi wins the World Cup, and the World Cup final had a penalty shootout, which, of course, Argentina won 4-2. It was the 35th all-time penalty shootout at a World Cup. So Pique sacrificed his career for Messi. Aguero did. Aguero, which I did a video about 16 months before Argentina won the World Cup, saying, has he just sacrificed his career for Argentina to win the World Cup because he was 33? Yeah, he did. And then the World Cup final finished 3-3. Go back and watch that video. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So there's clearly something with Barcelona. All right, they've been a hugely successful club. But you had Maradona, who was at Barcelona. Pique's just retired at Barcelona. All right, obviously Messi, the most iconic Barcelona player of all time. Aguero retired after playing for Barcelona. So what's going on? All right, what's going on? It's crazy stuff. There's something with that club, with Barcelona. Laudrup was at Barcelona, the most iconic Danish footballer. Yeah, he was. Very talented. They were brothers as well. The Laudrup brothers. It's too often this is happening where brothers are both playing for the same nation. So often. Let's go through it. Laudrups, Denmark, Neville brothers, who couldn't even play football. England, the Hazard brothers, Lukaku brothers. The Charlton brothers. There's so many examples of it where they play together, and think how hard it is to be a pro footballer. And so often you get these brothers playing for each other and for the same national teams. It's not right. Chuckle brothers, chuckle version. To me, to you, to me, to you, to me, to you, Barry. Colo and Yaya Toure, yeah, both together at Ivory Coast and Man City. So it's just, there's something not quite right about professional sports. There's clearly something to do with the occult. Why you get rewarded at that level. All right. So Pique was born 2287. Satanic equals 22. Number of the beast equals 87. Pique was born the same year as Messi. All right. I've told you it made absolutely no sense whatsoever for Pique to retire when he did, unless you understand the code the way I do and other people do. All right. It made no sense. He just wanted to stop and allow other players to get their opportunity. He couldn't wait another 6 months to do that. I'm not having that at all. And all the 22s, Messi was born 20 weeks and 2 days after Pique. Look at your head coach for the Red Devils now. It's Ten Hag. He was also born 2-2, like Pique. And are Barcelona playing Man United in the Europa League? I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure they are. Illusion took over from Adam. No, when I was coaching, I was Adam. When I'm here, I'm the Illusion. I had a pounding headache yesterday. I was out with Kenya having dinner, and I felt like I was just getting smacked in the head. I was like, I need to have a break. My head was pounding to the point where I couldn't enjoy my food. And I don't know what it was. And it was like around, I don't know, 7:30. There's nothing that I felt happened in my day that stressed me. You could say it was my phone, but I don't feel like that impacted me. But my head was really hurting me a lot. I haven't even got to the best bits yet. All right. So again, Pique shares the same 2-2 birthday as Shakira and Eric Ten Hag. What about Rashford, number 10, who recently made it 1-0 to get his 10th goal in 10 games for Ten Hag's Man United? Just almost comical at this point. So Man United are going to be playing Barcelona, the first leg, on 2/16, which is 6 times 6 times 6. Told you, Maradona's last ever World Cup goal was on 21/6, which is your 6 times 6 times 6. And the World Cup final was 12/18, which equals 216. 6 times 6 times 6. Barcelona probably going to win La Liga, like I called. What about Argentina? 2-1 in the group stages, 66.6% win rate. It's just scandalous. Scandalous. Pique was raised in a Catalan family. His father, Juan, is a businessman, and his mother, Montserrat, is the director of a spinal injuries hospital in Barcelona. He has a younger brother, Marc. His grandfather, Amador Bernabeu, is a former vice president of Barcelona. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. Barcelona, Real Madrid, they work together, just like WCW and WWF did. They create the rivalry, all right, because it brings them more money, and it also creates this friction and separation. These clubs are owned by the same people. All these franchises are. All right, your NFL, your NHL, your MLS, your EPL, your Champions League. All right, they're all run by the same people. So people don't understand. The mainstream media is all run by the same people. But they want to give you the illusion of choice. Politics worldwide, not just in your country, is run by the same people, the same satanic forces. That's the reality. All connected by a code, which they don't want people to know about. Pique made his Spain debut on 2/11/09, which was exactly 4 years before lightning struck the Basilica. Okay, 2/11's huge. Somebody was talking about 47. 2/11's the 47th prime. He is one of only 4 players to have won the Champions League 2 years in a row with different teams. His original contract with Barca was a 4-year contract. The fourth horseman of the apocalypse is death. And again, Argentina won that World Cup final, scoring 4 penalties. It's a huge number. And the guy who scored it was wearing number 4. So he retired whilst Barcelona had only conceded 4 goals in the league. So when he retired, Barca had only conceded 4 goals. And he played in quite a few games. So he could still clearly play. Pique international debut on 42 dating emoji pure. Just crazy. Just showing you here, his whole career was coded. His whole relationship with Shakira was coded. All right. I remember saying this when I hadn't woken up to everything, the way of the world, was I used to like envy Pique. I was like, Pique, unbelievable footballer, tall, good looking, with Shakira. What a life. Like, he's playing football for Barcelona, one of the best teams in the world, and he's going home to Shakira. Now I see. I pity Pique. Pique is a female portraying herself as a man on the world stage, looking at growth hormones before you start giving me a 6'5". Married to a man who's pretending to be a woman who's deceiving the world. The children are not even theirs. Okay, unless Pique is giving birth, which he won't be. So if you look at the fact that he pretty much never got injured, just playing year after year after year, came on the scene really young. So I look at these people who I used to think, wow, Pique, what a life, to now feeling like a satanic slave who's just been used his whole life. And I somewhat pity Pique, knowing that his whole life's just been a fraud. The 2022 FIFA World Cup began on 2011 on Joe Biden's 80th birthday, and Pique began dating Shakira in 2011. All right. The year that Osama bin Laden died, or at least the character of Osama bin Laden died, 2011. You getting a headache reminded me of Isaac Cappy. He was getting them. They were attacking him when doing Instagram Live, when exposing to Illusion. Take care. Army yourself, shield of God. Thank you. Never had a headache like I did yesterday. And I don't know if it was those 33 connections, because I feel like that video woke up a lot of people. Didn't need to focus on sports. Once people truly realize that we live in a coded reality, and when we realize what our code is, it can give us that armor of God. And they don't want that to happen. Elizabeth, you're hooked. That's good. Good to know. Politics and entertainment is run by the Council of Foreign Relations in New York City. Yeah, I think it's run by Satan, but I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying. The headache is a sign to keep pushing. I'm telling myself that. But I've been telling myself that for years now. All these stuff that are happening to me, it's just a sign to keep pushing. I have to be very, very aware that I am this human body. I know I'm a powerful spirit, but I will burn out, and I felt it recently. I have this 2 or 3 times a month where I feel like I'm burning out, and I somehow keep going. Well, we know why, the Holy Spirit. So all those 211s, and Pique has these 211 connections, and 211 is the 47th prime. And Argentina ended the 2022 FIFA World Cup with 47 all-time World Cup wins. So 47 is just immense. Anybody who's coding out there right now, 47 is huge. We know the Freemason compass is set at 47 degrees. The US declared its independence on the 4th of July, which, of course, can be written 4-7. Vatican City was founded 211, the 47th prime. Basilica was struck twice by lightning the year Francis became the Pope on 211. And then you have Pique. Of course, he makes his international debut 211. And he represented Spain 102 times. And that connects to 9/11. There's a documentary called 102 Minutes That Changed America. 102 Minutes That Changed America is a 102-minute American television special documentary film that was produced by the History Channel and premiered commercial-free on Thursday, September the 11th, 2008, marking the 7th anniversary of the September the 11th attacks. So he played 102 times for Spain. That connects to 9/11. And then they released it, this documentary literally called 102 Minutes That Changed America, 7 years after 9/11. And Messi scored 7 World Cup goals in 7 World Cup games. And the World Cup final was 7 days before Christmas. So, am I getting enough rest? I feel like I'm sleeping. 5-6 hours, sometimes 7. I feel like I'm sleeping. I don't think staring at a screen is healthy for me. Every day I'm coding at an intensely high level. I'm getting bombarded with emails and WhatsApps daily, which is nice but also exhausting. I'm coaching still. I'm teaching English still. I have a girlfriend now. I'm updating my books, making them even better. I promised myself I'd take a break around Christmas. My break was writing a book. 10, 12 hours a day. My break was writing a book. So I haven't had that break. Like when I went to England, my mum had a go at me. She said, Adam, like, you're home. Why are you working all the time? So she had a dig at me, and rightfully so. So when I do go visit my family in April, touch wood, I'm going to try and pump out 30 minutes, 1 hour of work, get it all out there, and then focus on my family. I can say I'm probably addicted to working, and it's a positive and a negative. So let me go back to Pique. All right. On 11/5/2022, Pique played his last game at the Camp Nou and was substituted to a standing ovation in the 84th minute of Barcelona's 2-0 win against Almeida. So Lucifer equals 115. 115 connects to 616. Told you he played 616 games for Barcelona. While 666 is called the number of the beast in most manuscripts of Revelation 13:18, a fragment of the earliest papyrus 115 gives the number as 616. This is honestly remarkable. Like, don't even thank me. Thank God for this code that I reveal. Because it's just beyond wild at this point. 11 times 5 equals 55. Satan equals 55. Barcelona equals 55. Gerard Pique equals 55. And then you had Aguero retire. Aguero retired exactly 55 weeks after Maradona died. And Argentina equals 55. Satan 55. It is crazy. And I told you, Aguero retired after playing for Barcelona. They said he had a heart condition. And how did Maradona die? Heart attack. On the 27th of May 2008, Pique signed a 4-year contract with Barcelona with a $5 million buyout clause. Barcelona paid a $5 million fee for the player. Satan equals 55 and 10. 55 is the 10th Fibonacci triangular number. Pique was born exactly 10 years after Shakira. Messi wears number 10. Now check this out. I remember talking about this in the live. Barca won their last game with Pique because I coded it and they won late. big money. Barca won their last game with Pique in the squad after going down to 10 men. All right. And then in his last game at the Nou Camp, I told you he came off after 84 minutes. 84. The Jesuit order equals 84. Jesuit 84. Pope Francis was born on 84 date numerology. The World Cup final was a day after his birthday. He was born 12/17/1936. That gets you 84. Got George Orwell's book 1984, which is talking about what's happening right now. Social dystopia. On 8/4, 2006, Man United loaned Pique out to Real Zaragoza, where he played 22 games and scored 2 goals. And then he retires in 2022 after coming off after 84 minutes in his last game at the Nou Camp. Again, why on earth would you take him off after 84 minutes? Yes, you want to give him a standing ovation, which he would have got anyway at the end of the game. Why are you taking him off after 84 minutes when the game wasn't over? They were up 2-0. Yes, Ramos is a female, more blatant, in my opinion. If you look at Ramos growing up, when he came on the scene at Sevilla and his early days at Real Madrid, when he didn't have tattoos and he had that female hair and he had the pout little lips. Again, with Ramos, when he came on the scene really young, put Ramos in a dress, makeup on Ramos. All right, give him a pair of breasts. He could have been on the front page of Playboy. Tell me I'm wrong. All right, in regards to Ramos. So feminine. And then what did they do with Ramos like they do with all of them? Like Ramos, who are super feminine. They have to give them that aggressive streak. Ramos was always known as, he's going to get a yellow card. He's going to lose his head. All right? So they turn these females and they portray them to be these aggressive males, like what they did with Mike Tyson and people like that. Ramos has a demon in her that's capable of doing anything on a football pitch. How many times did Ramos pop up with a winning goal, an important winning goal? Putting him on penalties. I still don't get why centre-halves take penalties. It should always be the striker, in my opinion. All right, he's taking these perfect penalties. He's winning Champions Leagues, World Cups, European Championships, always in the team of the year with FIFA. All right, Ramos just came on the scene. Usually when they come really young, like Messi, Ronaldo, Ramos, Rooney, Giggs, you might say, well, it's because they were so talented. No, it's nothing to do with that at all. Like, anyone who keeps asking me, do you think this celebrity, A-list celebrity, is a woman or a man? I'll make it clear so you don't ask me again. I think every single A-list celebrity on the world stage is portraying themselves as the opposite sex that they were born. So you don't need to ask me, is Jason Statham, is Ramos, is Pique? I don't know. I think all of them are. I think they work with Baphomet, who has both genitalia. I think the Baphomet gives them all their powers, where they can do these incredible feats that the average person can't do. That's what I think, and I believe it within my heart. So there's no exceptions to the rule. When I'm talking A-list, Alistair, Crowley, A-lister, all right? There's no exceptions for me. Same with the royal family. Every single member of the royal family is inverted. Every single one of them. In my opinion, I'll never be able to prove it. I don't have to prove it. Pique played his last game at home on a day, leaving 56 days left in the year. Of course he did. Society of Jesus equals 56. Pope equals 56. Church of Satan equals 56. And it was founded 56 years before he retired. He also retired exactly 2 years after Boris Johnson put the UK into their second lockdown, when he had a 56-page document. Can you not see the codes? The FA Cup game today was delayed due to the Queen's death. How come with Forest and Man United, there was a minute's silence, all connected to war? It's because you've got a war coming up. Right? They were never doing all of this. You're going to see war themes, okay? Left, right, and center when you understand the code. 11-11, huge. Why? Remembrance Day is honoured on that day, 11-11. So Pique won number 3 for Barcelona, number 3 for Spain, and he was born on the 33rd day of 1987. Of course he was. And I always wondered why a centre-half was wearing number 3. Again, I played the game, the beautiful game, decent level. Tell me why a centre-half is wearing number 3. Should that not be the left-back? Let's just get it straight. They've screwed up with the numbers, showing you the power of the numbers. People with number 77, 66, 99, 88. Silly numbers now, because they're clearly important. If you're centre-half, you should be 5 or 6. If you are centre-half, you should not be wearing number 3. He had to have 3 because he was born on the 33rd day of the year. And he syncs up with the number 3. That's why he got number 3. All right, and if you say, well, 3 is his favourite number and all of that, there's always a justification for it. So he also won 2 trebles with Barcelona. Like 3-3, 33. His last squad involvement with Barcelona was in their 2-1 win versus Osasuna. Barcelona advanced to 33 goals scored in that game in the league. All right. Yeah, do you remember affected area? Even going back to the mid-90s. All right. I don't know exactly off the top of my head if this is correct, to be honest with you, because I don't memorize all the numbers. But let's talk about Arsenal with the Invincibles. You pretty much had, who was your number 1? Was it Jens Lehmann? Number 2, I don't know. Right back in the day was Lee Dixon. Left back, number 3, Winterburn. I'm sure Tony Adams was number 5. 6 may have been Keown. I don't know, but it was like Beckham, right wing, 7 for Man United. Giggs, left wing, 11. It just made sense. Scholes in the centre, number 8. Like, it just made sense to me, the numbers. Now, they're just all over the place. They're just all over the place. And I know there was a few exceptions to the rule. Your big number 9 was your big striker who held the ball up. Your number 10 played off the striker in the little hole like Shearer and Sheringham. It's gone now. It's silly numbers. Who's up front today? Oh, number 63 and 74. Why? Because they're being given that number. What about the player who's playing for Napoli right now, who I tipped to win Serie A before the season began? What about him? All right, Victor Osimhen, set to become the highest paid player at Napoli. He's going to be given an annual salary of 6.16 million. 616. Just comes on the scene and he starts banging all these goals. Hey, how are you doing? 6079 Smith. My phone's dead now. So if you've been messaging me, I can't respond. Pique signed for Barcelona, 5 million. Barca conceded their 5th goal of the season in this game and did it after 5 minutes. Barcelona won that game to have a 5-point lead versus Madrid. Pique was actually sent off without even getting put on the pitch in his last ever game. There was a substitute and he was shown a red card for arguing with the ref at half-time. He was sent off after 49 minutes. Go back and watch this. He didn't even play, but they still got a red card because it was all ritual. All right, Revelation equals 49. Antichrist equals 49. Prince Philip died on 49. Said keep an eye on the 49ers. We'll see what happens with them. Pique was sent off in the tunnel by referee Jesus Gil Manzano. All right, Manzano is apple in Spanish. What does that make you think of? The Garden of Eden. All right, first name Jesus, Jesus. Come on. There were 64 games played at the 2022 FIFA World Cup, and Pique and Shakira announced their separation in 2022 on 6-4. Arsenal have 47% possession. It's just ridiculous. Like I've told you with the possession, I will say numbers. You'll see them with the stats, with the possession, with the shots on target. So to think that they're all planning this again, think how often these teams play. Sometimes 3 times a week, NBA 4 times a week. It's the code, guys. It's just whether they know it or not. But they're not responsible. They're not going on the pitch. Saka, you're having 2 shots. All right, you're going to go get booked after 33 minutes. You over there, mate, you're going to assist number 11. You've got to whip in a perfect cross at the back stick. Make sure their keeper knows to not come out and get it. All right, there's no way. Napoli are related to Maradona. Their stadium's named after him. Again, that's why I said they'll win Serie A before the season began, connected to Maradona, before Argentina won the World Cup. Because I've been hammering Argentina the World Cup. Yes, I mentioned England as well. And I mentioned Brazil, but I hammered Argentina in regards to the information I put out and pinned it on my website. Diego Maradona and Argentina won the 1986 World Cup. Now check this out. I need some woos because you're all going to check this for yourself. All right? I need you all. Send me a woo because this was the bit where I thought I might have to do an actual video for people to see this. But Fake Madrid won yesterday, after extra time. See, the last goal of the game was after 121 minutes, which is 11 times 11. This is going to blow your head off, guys, to show you how deep this is. I've told you Pique retired for Messi and Argentina to win the World Cup. His ex-wife, Shakira, she literally had one of the most famous World Cup songs. All right? You all know it. You all know it. So check this out. If you have your computer or your phone, of course, you have it in front of you. Listen to what I'm about to say, and then I want you to check it out. And for the guy earlier who said Argentina might win the 2026 World Cup, this will back up what you're saying. Although it's too early to say. Listen to this. Oh, man. Diego Maradona and Argentina won the 1986 World Cup, which was played in Mexico. I was born in 86, and I live in Mexico when Argentina win it in 2022. Listen to this. The name of the mascot of the 1986 World Cup in Mexico, in which Maradona won with Argentina, the name of the mascot was this. Look at the chat. The name of the mascot was Pique. Yes. Maradona won the 1986 World Cup with Argentina in Mexico. The mascot of that World Cup was called Pique. Gerard Pique then retires the year Argentina and Messi win the World Cup. Are you kidding me? That doesn't need gematria, guys. That's the Holy Spirit right there. Google 1986 mascot World Cup. Yes, Arteta and Guardiola, they eat from the same plate. Peaky Blinders, yeah. So this whole thing, I told you before the season began, and maybe I've got the order wrong. We'll see. Top 2 is going to be Man City and Arsenal. And this was when Arsenal were like the 5th favourites, 6th favourites for the league. It's going to be Man City and Arsenal. Guardiola, Arteta, the understudy. So I thought it would be the top dog Guardiola, which would again be number 1 over the number 2 Arteta. But they're building up Arteta now. They're saying Arteta is going to replace Guardiola when Guardiola leaves City. And then, of course, if City dominate because of the code, they'll just say it's because Arteta understands the style of play. Okay, basically, it's just the second coming of Pep. It's how it works. It's just ridiculous. I've told you all of Guardiola's understudies are doing incredible. Arteta. All right? Xavi. It's just a joke. Vincent Kompany. They're all top of their leagues. Vincent Kompany was Pep's captain. All right? Arteta worked under Guardiola at Man City. And Xavi replaced Guardiola in that central midfield holding role. And they're all top of their leagues right now. If you want to call that a coincidence, call it a coincidence. If you believe that Pique retiring the year Argentina win the World Cup, and then the previous time Argentina won the World Cup, the mascot was called Pique, You think it's a coincidence that Messi scored against Mexico in the 2022 World Cup to get to 8 goals in 21 World Cup games, 8-2-1, which was Maradona's World Cup record, 8-2-1? Do you think it's a coincidence that 8-2-1 is the 142nd prime and Angel Di Maria was born on 14-2, Valentine's Day, and he does the heart celebration and he scored after 36 minutes in the World Cup final, and Maradona won the World Cup 36 years ago in Mexico? All right? You know that's not a coincidence, guys. You know it deep down in your soul if you, hey, Philip, how you doing? It can hurt. It can hurt. But come on, guys, the stuff I pull out every day, and you listen to my lives, you've got to be realizing now that we live in a coded reality. Messi wears number 30 for PSG. Guess how many trophies Pique won with Barcelona? 30. For anyone wondering why Messi wears number 30 for Paris Saint-Germain and number 10 for Argentina, why don't you look at Diego Maradona's birth? Why don't you see he was born 30-10, the 30th of October? And then you'll see why Messi wears number 30 and number 10. Won't you? Are all the matches coded the same? No. If they were always coded the same, I would code every game right. I get most of them right. And I know by the end of every month, I will always have more right than wrong, significantly more right than wrong. But I'm not doing it just for that at this point. Teaching you, showing you we live in a coded reality. And the more you understand that, you can create your own reality. Simple as that, like I have. So all the games are predetermined by a code. The outcome's decided before they kick a ball or throw a ball or hit a ball. Already predetermined. It has been decades and decades and decades or centuries ago. Every game's predetermined by a code. People like me have the gift, because I'm connected to the code, where we'll get it right more often than not. If you are just going to make predictions from your gut and gamble that way, over the year, you're going to lose a ton of money. The only way you'll make money, if you want to make money from this, is this knowledge. That's it. And even then, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to make money, because it depends how you bet. You might go huge on one bet that misses and then miss 5 in a row that win. That just seems to be how it works. But when it comes to figuring out who's going to win, I've decoded futures in 10 different sports. It's outrageous. And I've done multiple sports multiple times. So it's not just doing it 10 times, 10 different sports. That's so hard to do. So going back to this mascot, Pique, the mascot of the Mexico 1984 World Cup was a jalapeno pepper, characteristic of Mexican cuisine, with a mustache and wearing a sombrero. Its name comes from picante, Spanish for spicy peppers and sauces, Pique. So again, you want to talk about racism and stuff, all right? And stereotypes. It's fine when the World Cup can have a mascot for Mexico that's based off a jalapeno pepper, which is the characteristic of Mexican cuisine, and then this jalapeno pepper as a mustache wearing a giant sombrero. Is that not racist? People pick and choose what's racist, don't they? They pick and choose, but let's have a jalapeno with a giant sombrero and a mustache be the mascot for Mexico, and nobody will say anything. The beauty of people in Mexico, they're so laid back, they don't seem to get offended when it comes to things like that. But I'm just telling you, people pick and choose in this world what's racist, what's sexist. They pick and choose. 4 World Cups, they can win 2 World Cups in 4 World Cups, like 42. The Beast reigns is 42 months, so Argentina's World Cup reign, and Messi got his 42nd trophy. Yeah, they won the penalty shootout 4-2, and they got 42 million as well for winning it. Messi's kid Thiago was born September the 11th, 2015. I don't think so. He was born November the 2nd. Thiago Messi was born 11/2. Because he was born exactly 869 days after Ronaldo Jr. And Messi was born 869 days after Ronaldo. So no, he wasn't born 9/11. He was born November the 2nd. Right. Anyway, I just wanted to show you here the whole thing with Shakira and Pique. I'll post the code on my website. I'll add to it. Just beyond the joke. What about all these footballers being trans? I do cover that. I do. Part of these trans fraternities, all these international footballers anyway. League One, League Two, no, they're not. All right, international, high level, La Ligas, I think they're trans. Or the majority of them are. Like the top stars. I'm talking A-list top stars. You'll tell me Haaland can't be a woman. Look at the size of him. You don't understand how it works. I've tried to show people how it works and how you can get a girl to look like Haaland, but people don't want to listen, which is fine. So, right, I'm off. Got to get stuff done. But I appreciate you all. Tomorrow I won't be going live. I'm out all day. Just grabbed a beer at a sushi place, $7.55, including tax. That's outrageous. That's just outrageous. I know in LA it was like $13 for a beer where I was living. It's disgusting what they charge, what they get away with. But again, we don't have to pay for it, do we? I'm buying it complaining. I didn't have to buy it. I chose to. So, like now in the future with those things, who am I to bitch if I'm going to buy it? If I care so much, I just wouldn't buy it, would I? Matteo Messi was born 9/11, yeah. Thiago wasn't. He was born 11/2. You give a $3 tip for a $7 drink. That's very nice of you. It's a significant tip. All right. Let's see what happens today, eh? I'm going to crack on and finish off my books. When I finish my Queen book, which is just, I told you it's going to be 3 times better or more than the original, I'll let you all know and I'll do a live about it. Okay. Much love to you all. Take care. God wins. Try and do something today that makes you happy or somebody else happy. And don't get too overwhelmed. Bad things will happen. It's up to you how you recover. You know what I mean? How you deal with that. I'll sort out a new phone this weekend. All right. Thank you, guys. Take care.